Welcome to True Crime Storytime, a channel that explores real-life cases, revealing the mysteries behind crimes through each fascinating and dramatic story. Closed doors can hide unimaginable horrors, but sometimes the most terrifying things lie in the places we believe are the safest. Our own homes, with the people we love most. When the police entered the house on Golden View Lane, they did not expect to be confronted with the most horrific crime scene of their careers. The air was thick with the smell of chemicals. The temperature in the house was so high that it was hard to breathe. But what made them shiver even more was what they found. Dismembered body parts, blood everywhere. And in the kitchen, a pot boiling on the stove containing the victim's head. This was more than just a murder. It was a carefully calculated plan, carried out by a cold-blooded killer. And what shocked everyone most was the perpetrator, the victim's only son, Joel Michael Guy Jr., a man who was willing to kill his own parents for money. The case not only shocked the Knoxville community, but also became a symbol of the ultimate betrayal, when the crime comes not from a stranger, but from the person we love and trust the most. Joel Guy Sr. and Lisa Guy are the model of an ideal couple. Joel Sr., born in 1955, is an experienced pipeline engineer. After many years of hard work, he has built a stable life for his family. Lisa Guy, Joel Sr.'s wife, is a devoted mother and wife, loved by friends and colleagues for her enthusiasm and sincerity. The two met in the 1980s when Joel Sr. was raising 3 daughters from a previous marriage. Lisa's love for Joel extended to his stepchildren. Lisa was described by the daughters as a second mother, caring for and loving them as if they were their own. Shortly after their marriage, the couple welcomed their only son, Joel Michael Guy Jr., in 1988. The Guy family lived in Knoxville, Tennessee, in a spacious, cozy home. Joel Sr. was the financial breadwinner of the family, but Lisa also worked hard to support the family. Both parents devoted much of their income to supporting their son, Joel Jr., as he grew up. However, Joel Jr. was not like the other children in the family. As a child, he was a smart but shy, somewhat withdrawn child. As an adult, Joel Jr. became isolated, lacking the ability to connect socially, and completely dependent on his parents for financial support. Joel Jr. had dreams of becoming a plastic surgeon and attended Louisiana State University, LSU. However, he dropped out in 2015, did not complete his degree, and has not been able to find a job since. At 28, Joel Jr. lives in an apartment in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, but his parents pay all of his expenses, including rent, utilities, and living expenses. Lisa Guy, despite her love for her son, realized the financial burden she and her husband were taking on by continuing to support Joel Jr. When Lisa was nearing retirement and the family was preparing to move to a new home in Sevierville, Tennessee, the couple decided it was time for Joel Jr. to be independent. Joel Sr. and Lisa planned to tell their son around Christmas 2016 that they were cutting off financial support, a decision they believed was necessary to help Joel Jr. grow up. But no one in the family knew that the news had reached Joel Jr. sooner. Joel Jr., accustomed to living off his parents, could not accept the fact that he would have to fend for himself. With absolute financial dependence and no plans for the future, he saw a path of ruin before his eyes. However, instead of trying to change himself, Joel Jr. began to devise a terrifying plan to retain the comfortable life he had once had. The plan involved more than money. It also involved the death of his own parents. The Guy couple, described by friends and family as the epitome of love and sacrifice, had no idea that their plans for a new life in their retirement years would be cruelly cut short by the person they loved and sacrificed the most. On November 24, 2016, on Thanksgiving, the Guy family gathered at Joel Sr.'s home, and Lisa, in Knoxville, Tennessee. This was a special occasion because it not only marked a family reunion, but also one of the last days they would spend in this house before moving to Sevierville. All three of Joel Sr.'s stepdaughters and their grandchildren were in attendance. The evening was filled with joy and warmth, but Joel Michael Guy Jr.'s behavior made everyone feel a bit strange. Joel Jr., who was known to be withdrawn and rarely interacted with family members, suddenly became more sociable. He talked to his grandchildren, something that had rarely happened before. Joel Jr.'s sisters were puzzled but did not think too deeply. They just assumed he was trying to change for this special dinner. Little did they know that Joel Jr. had planned to kill his parents all along. This Thanksgiving, although filled with warmth and laughter, was the last evening the Guy family would spend together. 2 days after Thanksgiving, on November 26, 2016, Joel Sr. and Lisa Guy were still at home. Lisa, a caring woman, went out to do some grocery shopping at Walmart at noon, leaving her husband at home. During Lisa's absence, Joel Jr. carried out the first step of his plan. He attacked his father in the second-floor gym. Joel Sr. was stabbed more than 40 times, wounds that showed that he had fought fiercely to protect himself. The gym was in serious disarray, indicating that a fierce struggle had taken place. Joel Sr. was unable to withstand his son's strength and eventually collapsed. Lisa returned home around early afternoon, carrying shopping bags from the supermarket. When she entered the house, she was unaware of the tragedy that awaited her. The bags of groceries she had been carrying were still lying on the floor, evidence that she had not had time to react to her son's sudden attack. Joel Jr. brutally attacked his mother, stabbing her at least 31 times. Lisa had no chance to fight back and eventually suffered the same fate as her husband. After killing his parents, Joel Jr. began to carry out a gruesome and coldly calculated plan to cover up the crime. Joel Jr. dismembered both victims, placing the body parts in large plastic containers and filling them with chemicals. These containers contained hydrogen peroxide and strong detergents, which were intended to dissolve the bodies and remove all traces. Lisa's head was placed in a large pot on the stove, then boiled for hours. This is one of the most horrifying details of the case, showing the level of cruelty and inhumanity of Joel Jr. Joel Jr. turned up the heat in the house to the maximum, hoping to destroy forensic evidence and speed up the decomposition process. After committing the savage acts, Joel Jr. left the scene to buy more supplies. Security cameras at Walmart recorded him at 3:30 p.m., buying bandages and ointment to treat the wounds on his hands, the result of attacking his father. Despite his careful preparation, Joel Jr. left behind a wealth of evidence at the scene, from items used in the crime to a notebook with detailed plans. On November 28, 2016, Lisa Guy, who was known as a dedicated employee, failed to show up for work at the engineering firm where she worked. This worried her coworkers, especially her immediate boss, Jennifer White. Not only was Lisa absent from the office, she also missed the farewell party the company held to celebrate her retirement. Jennifer called Lisa's cell phone and landline repeatedly, but received no response. Worried that something was wrong, Jennifer called 911 to request a security check at Lisa's Knoxville home. Police officer Stephen Ballard was the first to arrive at Guy's home to conduct a security check. Upon arrival, he found the house to be normal from the outside, with no signs of forced entry or disturbance. Stephen knocked on the front door but received no answer. He went around to the back door and found the gate locked. Seeing no signs of emergency, he left the scene without further investigation. Not long after, Jennifer White called 911 again, asking the police to return to Lisa's house to check again. This time, Stephen Ballard returned with Detective Jeremy McCord. When they looked through the window, they noticed some unusual things. Grocery bags were scattered on the floor, including milk, bacon, and other perishable foods. The doorknob at the back of the house had been removed, an unusual detail that they had never seen under normal circumstances. Suspecting something was wrong, the police decided to enter the house through the garage door. As soon as they entered the house, the police immediately felt an unusual atmosphere. The temperature in the house was very high, as if the heater had been turned on at maximum. A strong chemical smell rose, making the police feel suffocated, and their skin felt hot. When they went up to the second floor, they saw a shocking scene. Lying in the middle of the hallway, in a strange position, one hand was open, while the other was clenched. Bloodstains were found on the walls, stair railings, and floor. Upon further inspection, police discovered clear evidence of a gruesome crime. A large pot on the stove was boiling, containing Lisa Guy's head. Bags of chemicals were scattered throughout, apparently used to destroy evidence. 2 large plastic containers filled with liquid and dismembered body parts. A knife and other cutting tools, apparently used in the dismemberment process. Due to the level of horror of the scene and concerns about danger, police decided to leave the scene and call in the forensic team. When the forensic team arrived, they continued to discover more gruesome details. Chemicals such as hydrogen peroxide, used to dissolve the body, leading from the gym where Joel Guy Sr. was attacked to the bathroom where his body was disposed of. A black notebook was found in the house, which was the most important piece of evidence. In the notebook, Joel Jr. wrote down the details of his murder plan. Tools to buy, such as knives, chemicals, and containers. How to treat the body with chemicals to remove traces. Instructions on destroying evidence, including burning the house to conceal the crime. Notes on how to frame his father, making the case look like a suicide. Notes such as disintegrate the body with chemicals, boil the head to remove fingerprints, and erase all traces in the house, suggested that this was a detailed plan. When police checked the list of residents in the house, they found that Joel Michael Guy Jr. was the only survivor. However, he was not present at the scene. Upon further investigation, they discovered that Joel Jr. had left Knoxville and returned to Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Investigators gathered security camera footage from Walmart and Joel Jr.'s financial transactions. On November 26, 2016, hours after killing his parents, Joel Jr. appeared at Walmart to purchase bandages, ointment, and additional chemicals. The footage showed his hands wrapped in bandages, a result of self-inflicted injuries during the attack on his father. Security cameras had previously recorded Joel Jr. purchasing hydrogen peroxide and other chemicals at the store in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, near where he lived. The investigation revealed that Joel Jr. was completely dependent on his parents. He had no source of income and regularly received money from his mother, Lisa Guy. Joel Jr. knew that his parents planned to cut off financial support around Christmas, which may have motivated the murder plan. When police spoke with Joel Jr.'s sisters, they learned important information. Their parents had discussed with Joel Jr. about cutting off financial support as they both prepared to retire. They wanted Joel Jr., then 28, to be independent. Joel Jr.'s sisters recalled that he brought blue plastic bins into the house during Thanksgiving, which were later found to contain the bodies of his parents. Joel Jr. quickly became the prime suspect, and police placed him under surveillance. On November 29, 2016, Joel Jr. was arrested in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. When police searched his car, they found a meat grinder, a tool listed in the Black Book as being used in dismemberment. At Joel Jr.'s apartment, police found additional chemicals and notes related to the case. Based on the evidence and testimony, police concluded that Joel Jr.'s primary motive was financial. Joel Jr. had been dependent on his parents all his life. When he learned that his parents would cut off his financial support, he decided to kill them to take $500,000 in life insurance, other assets such as houses, cars, and boats. Joel Jr. believed that with his parents dead, he could maintain his lifestyle without having to earn a living. The police quickly arrested Joel Jr., closing the investigation and preparing for trial. The police and the investigation team completed the case file, providing enough evidence to put Joel Jr. on trial. The black notebook, security cameras, and family testimony all confirmed that the murder was a premeditated act, with the main goal being to take possession of his parents' assets. Joel Michael Guy Jr.'s trial began on September 28, 2020, nearly 4 years after the horrific murder. The defendant was charged with the following offenses: 2 counts of first-degree murder, 3 counts of first-degree felony murder, 2 counts of desecration of a corpse. The case attracted a great deal of public and media attention because of the brutality of the crime and the apparent financial motive. The Knox County, Tennessee courthouse was in the spotlight as gruesome details of Joel Jr.'s murder scene and plan were presented to the jury. During the trial, the prosecutor presented a series of compelling evidence that highlighted the defendant's cold-blooded calculation and ruthlessness. This was the strongest evidence against Joel Jr. The notebook documented every step in his plan to kill his parents, dispose of the bodies, and remove all traces. The prosecutor called the notebook a diary of the crime, showing clear intent and careful planning. Joel Jr. was seen purchasing chemicals, bandages, and ointments at Walmart on November 26, 2016, just hours after killing his parents. He was also seen on camera in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, purchasing the equipment needed for the plot. Plastic containers containing the parents' bodies were soaked in chemicals. Lisa Guy's head was found in a pot of boiling water on the stove. Joel Jr.'s fingerprints and DNA were found on multiple items in the home. Joel Jr.'s sisters claimed their parents planned to cut off financial support for him, which may have motivated the killing. Joel Michael Guy Jr. remained cold and emotionless throughout the trial, even as the horrific details were presented. The prosecutor emphasized Joel Jr.'s cruelty, calling his actions the ultimate betrayal of his parents, who had sacrificed their lives to raise him. Police and forensics described the crime scene as unforgettable, with details such as the strong smell of chemicals, high temperatures, and decomposed body parts. Joel Jr. proclaimed his innocence, despite overwhelming evidence against him. The defense tried to mitigate the charges by claiming that Joel Jr. did not intend to kill his parents, but acted in a state of panic and self-defense. However, the prosecutor quickly rejected this argument, pointing to Joel Jr.'s notebook and careful preparation as evidence that it was a deliberate, premeditated plan. Joel Jr.'s sisters and other relatives gave emotional testimony. Joel Jr.'s half-sister, Michelle Tyler, said that his stepmother, Lisa Guy, had always loved Joel Jr. and supported him unconditionally. That he betrayed and murdered them was unforgivable. The family said they had not only lost Joel Sr. and Lisa, but also another family member, Joel Jr., who had chosen a path of crime. One of the most heartbreaking testimonies came from Lisa Guy's brother, who said, "There were not just 2 deaths, but 3. My mother died shortly after hearing that Lisa had been killed by her nephew. Joel Jr. took my entire family away." On October 2, 2020, after a 4-day trial and more than 700 pieces of evidence presented, the jury returned its verdict. Joel Michael Guy Jr. was found guilty on all counts. He was sentenced to life without parole for 2 counts of first-degree murder, plus additional sentences for desecration of a corpse and other crimes. Joel Jr.'s sentence ensures that he will never be free. He is currently serving a 124-year sentence at the Northwest Correctional Complex in Tiptonville, Tennessee. The Guy family's murders were not only a horrific crime, but also an irreparable family tragedy. Joel Michael Guy Jr., the son his parents loved dearly, cruelly betrayed them. Joel Sr. and Lisa Guy spent their lives working hard, sacrificing for their children. But in the end, they were murdered by the son they trusted the most. Their deaths not only shocked their families, but also haunted the community and all who followed the case. Joel Michael Guy Jr.'s sentence to life without parole was a victory for justice. However, the sentence could not bring back the lives of Joel Sr. and Lisa, nor could it erase the pain that their families and friends had to endure. Justice is served not only to punish the guilty, but also to remind that no one can escape the consequences of their actions, no matter how elaborate the plan. In conclusion, the murder of Joel Michael Guy Jr. is a testament to the cruelty that greed can bring, but also a reminder of the importance of justice and the protection of basic moral values. Cherish your family, protect your relationships, and always put human values above material things. The lessons from this heartbreaking story will hopefully help society raise awareness of love and responsibility in family relationships. Although Lisa and Joel Sr. have passed away, their memories will forever live in the hearts of those who loved them. Thank you for watching. Like, share, and subscribe for more true crime stories. Don't forget to hit the notification bell to stay updated. Your support means the world to us.